Hi everybody, it's J. Edward again. I'm back as I promised you. Last week I collected votes from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, every corner of the web, and I asked you guys to decide on what painting you wanted me to talk about, the inspiration and the process of how I made it. First, I want to thank everybody who voted, who chimed in. You guys turned out big time. The most tallied vote, the pick, was this piece. It's called Mirror of Ourselves. This is not the original. This is a mounted canvas print. It is available. It's an exclusive. There's only one of them right now on my website, Etsy Shadow Art Finds. It's signed, hand varnished. It looks pretty good. It's 16 by 24 measurement, so fairly sizable print, super high quality. Mirror of Ourselves. So let's talk about the inspiration first. Why did I paint this? Why did I choose these colors? What about this image was special to me? Okay, so a lot of you, when I first showed this painting 3 months ago, a lot of people chimed in and said, hey, that's the Devil's Bridge in England. Hey, that's the Devil's Bridge in Germany. Hey, that's the Devil's Bridge in a different European country. So let's talk about Devil's Bridges. Yes, Devil's Bridge was the inspiration for this, but it's not based on a specific one in a specific country. Devil's Bridge applies to dozens of bridges matching this shape throughout Europe mostly. There's a few dozen of them. If you just Google Devil's Bridge, you'll find all kinds of cool pictures that look very similar to this. Okay, so what about this was special to me? Well, I had this idea of, first of all, challenging myself by painting a surreal mirror image, which sort of means not perfect. I wasn't aiming for hyper-realism, but sort of the how we are and how others see us and how we see ourselves. And that was the emotional approach to this particular piece. So how we are, how others see us up top, and how we really are inside of our souls. That was my inspiration for this piece. So now let's talk about the process. How did I do it? I'm glad you guys chose this one because it was very different from most of the pieces that I do in that it's a mirror image. So I sort of basically had to paint everything twice. When I began, the approach was similar to most of my paintings. You'll find that on my website, how I create my surrealistic paintings. But I did the background after sort of bisecting the canvas. I did the background twice. And then I did it again because the first time wasn't rich colored enough. That was a challenge because I had to make sure that I kept it perfect along this sort of line of water right here, the top of the water. Then the real challenge came in. So as I started to paint the bridge, every piece I painted, a few seconds after painting it, I went down to the bottom and painted it softer. So as you'll see, super dark, super sharp, softer. And I didn't wait and I didn't paint like the whole top half and then go in and do the whole bottom half. No, I sort of built a rhythm by painting like this little branch here, the trunk of the tree, and then copying it softer immediately below. So I got into a rhythm of, like hard, soft, hard, soft. And I did that throughout the whole course of the whole painting. It took a long time, it was many hours into it, several nights of work. But eventually I got the effect that I desired, which was sort of bold on top, almost realistic looking, and on the bottom sort of ghostly and ethereal looking. This piece was 5 layers, 2 background layers, 2 stronger, bold layers, and then a highly detailed layer, mostly for the top, because I didn't want to add too many details at the bottom, because water and light blur the details. So this is Mirror of Ourselves. It was one of my favorite paintings to create this entire year, and I'm really glad you guys picked it. I might have picked it for myself had I chosen to not count votes and just pick myself. So if you guys like it, take a closer look. Etsy Shadow Art Finds. There's regular prints, there's Giggly prints, and there's this special mounted canvas. Now, if you guys like this, if you like me talking about the video and the inspiration and the process, we'll do another one of these. We'll do as many as we want. And I'll call for another vote, and you guys pick another painting, and I'll talk about how I came to want to paint it, and then how I actually did paint it. So, once again, I'm J. Edward Neal, and it's been great talking to you guys. See you next time.